Hi, this is Monica from Huckleberry Mountain Botanicals School of Herbalism. Why can I not say that? Herbalism. And I'm here with
Lindy,
my daughter. She's going to get us set up on
the Prepared Homestead.
So this actually is working out really well because today was a warm day. We've had 2 very hot days in a row. One thing I'm thankful for is that we did have a local fire start not very far from us, and it started in sort of what we would call a residential area. It wasn't, you know, it's not like a metropolis or anything like that.
It's like there's houses within 2 miles of each other, you know.
Yeah, and it really could have caused a lot of problems, and people were getting ready to evacuate and all of that. So we're thankful that the firefighters so quickly got it out.
Yeah, and it was 6 miles as the crow flies. I did the math.
Okay, 6 miles away from us. So we, you know, pretty much we were safe.
To the west.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of families were in jeopardy, and I think it only burned a total of 3 acres. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 3 acres, and they got it out. So we were happy about that. But that also meant that yesterday was the first day that we've gotten smoke up here in North Idaho.
This year.
It's amazing. We a lot of times we'll get it in July and sometimes even in June, depending on how hot it is here. And fires are starting all over. So this year we've been very, very fortunate. So now with the smoke, and we don't have a lot right now, it's actually looks like it's dissipating and going away.
Yeah.
But keep your mullein close because that really does help get that garbage and crap out of your lungs, because when you're going outside or even when you've got fans or anything happening, you're inhaling some of that smoke. And mullein tea, make sure to use something like this, not just a tea ball, because it does have irritating hairs that can really irritate the whole digestive tract and the trachea and all of that. So make sure to use,
Don't get spiky hairs and
don't use the balls, just use a muslin bag, and that will ensure that you don't get any of that into you. But it can help draw it out and pull it out. And drinking nutritive things like nettles or red clover, things like that, can also help during this time, because your immune system is going to be fighting. You're going to wake up a little puffy, so maybe even adding in some diuretics and things that kind of help reduce edema or swelling or holding on to water.
treat it like it's toxicity.
Yeah,
it kind of is.
It's kind of a toxic thing. You're inhaling it into your lungs, and once it gets into your lungs, it can get into your bloodstream. So I woke up this morning feeling kind of puffy, and so, you know, making sure that you're doing things, drinking lots and lots of water to decrease the effects of the smoke on you. Totally unrelated to what we're doing today, because today we're focusing on things that are going to cool, refresh. We're using the energy of the sun, which is awesome in the summer, because who wants anything going on in the kitchen?
Right. You don't want to be like heating things up.
Yeah, you don't want to bring extra heat into your house. Even if you have air conditioned, you're like a spoiled person who has air conditioning in their house. You still don't want to heat it up. You're paying for that AC.
Yeah.
All right, so today we are going to make what we're going to do is a whole tea blend, and this will allow you to use this for several days outside.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Miranda.
I said Dad because I copied Lindy, but hi, Sean. You're not my dad. Hi, Miranda. So anyway, let's go ahead and start making this. So let's talk about a few things that we're doing here. Lemon balm.
Oh, and it's a tangy tension tamer. Say that 3 times fast.
Tangy tension tamer. Tangy tension tamer. Tangy tension tamer. That's really hard, and I didn't say it very fast. Here we are.
This would be good for me.
Yeah,
Got all the tension.
Lindy tends to be a little more tense.
I do.
Yeah.
I have to, like, in order to be able to focus sometimes, I have to be chugging down chamomile tea. It's ridiculous.
Well, and you do breathing and that kind of stuff too, just to try and, you know, relax and
just chill out. Quite literally, because this is very cooling. It's a very cooling, so that's why it's so good for summer. And the hibiscus adds a lot of sourness and that tartness and refreshing, and linden's gonna add some sweetness. And, right?
Yeah, and all of these are cooling and calming.
Yeah.
You know, linden
Same
is,
with lemon balm.
yeah, linden, lemon balm, hawthorn leaf, flower, and hibiscus are all really good for calming and cooling cardiovascular system. They're cooling herbs in general. So there are things that are really wonderful in the summer. And what a great way to use these when we have the summer sun to put them outside. Oh, okay, so we're gonna do, so this recipe that I'm gonna be sharing with you is going to be done in parts. And for us, a part is going to be 15 grams. That's it. So we'll be measuring each one. Actually, let's make it 30 grams because we're doing half part lemon balm. So 15 grams. So I'm sorry, I'm correcting myself now. Our one part is going to be 30 grams. So we're going to do 15 grams of lemon balm. Sorry, I just got something in my eye. We got that?
Yep.
Okay. And then
Smells so good.
15 grams of hibiscus. And that hibiscus is really tart and really strong, and it brings a beautiful color into the sun tea.
So pretty.
It's really nice.
It's amazing how different the weight is.
Yes, this is a leaf and this is a flower, and this is much more dense. So, you know, making sure that you're blending these in. You could add lavender to this if you wanted to. If you wanted to do that, once you get the entire thing made, maybe do a tablespoon of lavender flowers. That way you're not going to get that overpowering lavender taste, which can, if you leave it too long or you put too much, can taste kind of soapy, and that's just not enjoyable. But it does have a nice calming attribute that you could be adding to this tea.
And here is 30 grams or one part of hawthorn leaf.
Leaf, and there's flower. So
And
leaf and
flower.
flower.
Yeah.
So leaf and flower. One part, and then we're going to do one part linden. Linden is interesting. Let's see, I just found a stick. Linden is interesting to me because you're not just using the flower, you're using what's called the bract. And so let me show you.
30 grams, this is going to be really hard.
Yeah, that's why you're going to have to smash it. I was just going to say that.
Oh, okay.
Can you stop for a minute?
Yep.
So I can get something. So it's this whole bract here. This is not, how do we make this show? Is it showing? Now I've blocked my own view. Okay.
Can you see it?
So it's the flower, the leaf.
Focus.
It's kind of like it's one part, and that's what you're going to be using. That's the part of the linden that you'll be using, and because it is so bulky, we are going to smash and work it down, and that way it will also incorporate easier with the rest. Has anybody else worked with linden before? Miranda, are you still around? Have you worked with linden? Anyone else talking over there? No. Okay. Because it really is, it's a fluffy herb that just likes to take up a lot of space. There was 16. So we'll need 14 more. Let me have those. And boy, linden tastes so good. It's calming. It adds a nice sweet flavor. I love linden. I could drink linden tea all day, and it really is nice, especially if you're someone who gets a little more stressed and maybe anxious. It's a great herb for that. What have we got in there?
14 grams.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So we're going to do this. Now, I do have a recommended amount. It's a tablespoon per 1.5 cups. However, this is, you know, herbalism, and this is your thing. So you decide how strong or weak you want your tea to be. A lot of times I'll put extra in. So let me show you the bag that I normally use. I use something like this, and I kind of fill it up because then I've got a nice strong sun tea that I can dilute down if I want to, or I can use it at the strength that it is. I can also make ice cubes out of it, allowing me to drop it into other drinks or teas or whatever I want. which is always fun and nice. And, you know, if you want to change the ratios of what we're using here, go ahead and do it. If you like more hibiscus in here, stick it in there. There's nothing wrong with that. And I actually may do that because it's looking to me like it's being overpowered by,
I don't know. I can pack a punch. Did we put, is that the hibiscus?
that is not.
Did we put?
We put the hibiscus
Okay.
in here. Yeah.
Well, I was like, well, that's why it's being overpowered because we didn't put it in. Well, okay.
I'm adding.
Here's the thing, though.
I doubled it. I did like a part.
A little bit goes a long way.
It does, but I like the tart. Yeah. You should like the tart too. You need cooling things.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. What am I?
Highly excitable. That's what you are, which is so weird. She internalizes. Okay. All right. So I am not going to measure, but feel free to measure. I'm going to stick it in here in this bag. And I'm not going to stuff it full because I want the water to be able to move around the herb. You stuff it too full and you're not going to get that same movement.
There's going to be a ton of the herb in the middle that's not even getting exposed to the water.
Right. So there's just no point. Now, you can make this a sun tea or you can make this even a moon tea. There is lots of people who do those kinds of things too. Harness the energy of the moon, leaving it, and it's almost like, it's more similar to a cold infusion because it doesn't really heat up. One of the things I love about sun tea is that you do heat up the water, but not so much that you create that massive heat where the oils go volatile and they evaporate out. So we got lemon balm in here, which does have volatile oils, but they will remain in that water.
Right, because it's not getting super, super hot.
Exactly.
But it's getting warm enough where it's actually doing something. And it's sitting for a long time.
Yes.
So.
And you can sit it anywhere from 2 to 3 hours in the sun, or you can just decide to do an all-day thing. It's totally up to you. Go out there, you can taste it, see how you like it, and decide whether you want to do it more or not.
Or if you want to be like us, we forgot it one time. And we did the solar and then the lunar and then the solar again.
Right. And it was great. it was really great. I'm going to have Lindy fill this up with water. So what I'm going to show you real quick, when we fill this up, we're going to fill this up with water. I'm going to leave this little tag hanging here. And, oh, excuse me. I'm going to be covering it with cheesecloth. You don't have to. You can cap it if you want to. What I've just found is that some of the condensation or evaporation inside just doesn't look that great to me. And so I've just decided to let some of the evaporation happen through the cheesecloth, but it protects it from any insects that might decide that my sun tea looks like a great
place to die.
Right, a great place to swim for a little short period of time.
Before they die.
Before they die. And nobody likes to eat, to drink dead bugs. Well,
really?
Most of the time.
New discovery.
There are places.
There are places in Asia, and they're like frying up spiders and stuff. So.
Well, in Africa too. And you know, I think there's other places, crickets and stuff. Yeah, there's.
I don't know, like why wouldn't you just drink them if you fry them up anyway?
Exactly. So we're going to be filling this up with water. And we probably are going to do a lunar, but feel free to do a sun and really use that, the power of the sun to draw out the energy of the herbs and bring it into that water and enjoy this. And you can drink it over ice or you can make ice cubes out of it. You can add sparkling water to it or juice or some berries or whatever you want to do just to create your own thing and make it special to you. All right, so Lindy's filling it up with water, and this is basically how it's going to look, and we're just going to be putting this outside. And in the next, 24 hours or less, like I said, you can easily put this out. If we had full sun right now, because this is evening, if we had full sun, we could put it out for 3 hours, and it would be ready for an evening meal, no problem, or a lunch. But we don't have sun right now, so we'll be sticking out a little longer. And it will have a nice, pretty pink hue, which would be great.
Yeah.
So if you make it, let us know, and let us know how you like it, and what changes you made, and what things you did to make it your own special thing. Okay, so tomorrow I'll be sharing an elixir. We'll be doing a sleepy time elixir using some of the same kind of herbs that we used tonight to make this sun tea. So until next time, health and joy.
Bye.